I come home with it, and I'm not angry, but I'm just like a little put off, a couple hours burned and 16 bucks down the drain. Wait a second. I've got two things you're going to want to see in this video. First of all, have you ever experienced God's sense of humor? He can be hilarious at times, and I'm going to give you a good example that happened to me just the other day. The other thing we're going to look at is this. Yup, a binky. Hi, Tom here. Consider this. Can a person truly be satisfied by this world? Can the world completely fulfill a person's needs and desire for real meaning and purpose in life? Or is this world a giant pacifier, which at best can only temporarily ease the hunger? Before we get into that, here comes the story of God's humor. On Friday, I was thinking, well, I need to come up with an object lesson, and I would like to do one on the world just not fulfilling our need for God. And I thought of a baby pacifier. The trouble was, I'm a little old to have my own personal binky, so I had to go to the store. Now, the store is far away. It's like $6 in gas to get there and back. And the binky, which I found at the store, was $10 for the cheapest one. Most of them were like 20 bucks for a binky. When I had kids, it was not that much by quite a bit. So I come home with it, and I'm not angry, but I'm just like a little put off, a couple hours burned and 16 bucks down the drain. So I started to write the video and make it. Well, that was Friday. On Saturday, I decided to take my walk. And I walk along a beautiful old road by the ocean. And it's a fun walk, and I get all the way to the end of where I normally turn around, and I decide to go a little bit further. So I cross the street, and right there, when I get to the other side in the weeds and the grass, is this guy. Yeah, what's with that, So, of course, I started busting up because I knew that God was tapping me on the shoulder and saying, you know what? Here's a binky for you, boy, and it's free. And my response is, okay, God, that's really cool, but couldn't you have turned that around so that on Friday I got the free one and I wouldn't have to go into town for the expensive one on Saturday? So what's the point with the binky? Well, if you've had a baby or two of your own, you know the joys of being woken up at 2:30 in the morning by an infant squalling for milk. When you're so worn out and tired in the middle of the night, do you really want to go to the trouble of making a bottle? No, you use a pacifier. But guess what? Babies grow up. We lose interest in binkies. That's why I had to go to the store to get one. After a while, we are no longer fooled by baby pacifiers. But there's the problem. We are fooled by the world. We think the world can truly satisfy us forever and ever. But really, it only just pacifies us temporarily. Now, at this point, it would be great to tell your group the story of the prodigal son in Luke 15. The Lord's parable tells us that it is only the love of the Father that completely satisfies our longing for purpose and meaning. When presenting this object lesson, make it clear that humankind is not designed to be satisfied by this world. We contain within ourselves a God-given need for more, a need which all the things of earth cannot satisfy. It is true that we are born and raised here, but we were never intended to die here. This is not our final resting place. This world is not and never can be a replacement for the only real fulfillment of our need, which is God Himself and the eternal life and love that He gives us. Now, I've written a blog post with a lot more details, including a fun retelling of the old baby squalling for milk at 2:30 in the morning. The link is below. As usual, there is a free lesson plan and student activity page to make this more than an object lesson. This time, the activity page is aimed at kids around 3rd grade all the way up. There you have it. Check out another fun video, and God bless you as you serve the Lord by working with kids.